I'll do. All right. So now we're recording.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Welcome. Today I am interviewing Arm Wrestling Newz's Pradeep.
Thanks, Kyle, for inviting me.
Oh man, it's a huge honor. And just go ahead, tell us about yourself for the people that may not know who you are.
There are a lot of people who don't know. Almost nobody knows me right now. At least not my face. They may recognize my voice, but not my face. I'm from India. I was born in Haryana, state of India, lived in Uttar Pradesh state, and now currently working in West Bengal state. I was in love with arm wrestling since I was 10, 12 years old, maybe, but did not go to my first competition till 2019. 2019 was my first competition. Then another competition in 2020, May. No, not May. Lockdown was started by then. 2020, February, I think. That was my second competition. And there has been no competition after that. So that is my arm wrestling journey. And I started YouTube after that time in March or April 2020.
Wow.
That's how I got into arm wrestling.
And before that, you'd only arm wrestled in high school or college?
Yeah, I arm wrestled with my friends in my school. Like I told you, it was a very, very bad thing to call your friends to arm wrestle once they know that you can beat them.
Yeah,
they get offended, man.
Yeah,
it is a really bad thing.
Inclined to do it once they know they can't beat you. Well,
yeah,
Pradeep, it's a huge honor. We were trying to do a live stream, but for some reason it wasn't working. But just go ahead and tell us, how long have you been on YouTube?
I've been on YouTube for 1.5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I started uploading videos when I called my friend to my house. A couple of my friends, I bought a table and then we recorded a video. So I thought it was a funny thing to compile that elbow fouls that one of them was doing. And I sent that video to him. I needed a platform. So I created a YouTube channel. I never thought I'm going to create a YouTube channel. And now I'm thinking about making it a full-time job for me. That has been really amazing.
How close are you to being a full-time YouTuber now? Like, what is this?
To be honest, it does not take much here in India to be full-time on YouTube. If I am at $700 a month, I can go full-time. And right now, I would say I'm somewhere around 250 to 300, 1/3 there.
Nice.
I think I would assume it would take me a couple of years to reach there, maximum 2 years.
And you make pretty good money with your current job, so it's a good supplemental way to make even more money until you make the switch, I suppose. So,
but I would happily live on half of what I'm earning from my job with if I get to earn that much from YouTube, because I love that. I do not feel like I'm working on YouTube. Even if it takes me 4, 5, 6 hours, like last time I told you, it took me 5 takes to record audio because the microphone was not working, but it did not frustrate me. It was no problem for me because I enjoy that work. And I have still not met anyone who says that they enjoy their job. Nobody enjoys their job. So it is really, I got to say, you are really lucky if you can make your passion your profession. It is a really nice thing to have.
Definitely. Well, Pradeep, you were recently on Devin Loret's channel, and this was your first ever official interview. Tell us about that experience.
So I always felt that I'm really lucky or blessed something, but Devin was always replying to my messages when I sent him DMs on Instagram. Usually I came up with some small suggestions to Devin, like, Devin, have you applied for that check mark behind your channel's name that you can get after you have 100,000 subscribers? And he said he did not know anything about that. So I sent him a video, then he applied for it, and then he got that check mark behind his name on his channel.
You are the person that got him verified on YouTube.
Yeah. I feel like I should suggest him small things that nobody is suggesting, but there is always a fear thinking that maybe before you 100 people have suggested him the same. Maybe he doesn't want to do that, but luckily nobody suggested him by that time. So I was the first one to tell him. So I've been sending him small suggestions, small requests, congratulation messages, and luckily he always replied. So I got his number, WhatsApp number. Then we've been talking a little bit, just a little bit. I've been sending him my videos, and he seemed to like my work. Then once I told him that I wanted to meet him in 2018 before I got my shoulder surgery, after I got my shoulder surgery, when he was in India in December 2018, but I couldn't go there. So I was a little bit frustrated. I was so desperate to meet him. Then he said that we can have an interview, and that is how everything worked out.
Wow. What did it feel like for you to be interviewed by Devin? Because Devin's one of your idols in the arm wrestling world.
It was an amazing experience, man. First of all, I never thought I would be on his interview. So it was kind of shocking for me when he invited me. And it was a learning experience. What should I have done during that interview? Like, I should have made it more about myself instead of asking Devon too many questions, because it is difficult to control that urge when you have so many questions you want to ask your idol and he's sitting right in front of you on your screen. It is really difficult to control that urge. So I learned that I should forget for that moment that I am a fan. I should treat myself like I am a I'm not host, but I'm a guest on his channel. He's the host.
Yeah, I mean,
that is what I learned.
You were. I mean, that's really cool though. I don't think anyone could blame you for that. That must have been hard to be interviewed by someone you've looked up to for so long too.
And how great is that person? What does he get from calling me on his channel? Nothing. He just wanted to talk with me, and maybe he wanted to give me some exposure. These are the only two things that I can think of.
Yeah.
Giving me some exposure and just having fun time talking with me.
I mean, it was one of my favorite interviews so far. I think it was really cool getting to understand you more and learn a little bit about you that we didn't know. So it was really cool.
It was around 2 a.m. here in India when he uploaded that video. And as soon as he uploaded, I gave it a thumbs up. I shared it everywhere I can because I thought if it gets some views, maybe I could make it worth Devon's time of inviting me on his channel. So I shared it everywhere and I just went to bed thinking that, man, people are going to hate this interview. I'm going to get so many hate comments. But when I woke up, I got at least 5 messages saying that I never watched any interview completely till the end. But I enjoyed your interview so much that I watched it till the end. And it was a really amazing feeling.
That's awesome. So how many additional subscribers do you think you got from that interview?
I was at 4,544 subscribers before that. I took a screenshot and then I noticed that I got around 550 to maybe 600 subscribers in a span of 3 days, 200 subscribers every day. And I am used to of getting around 15, 20, maybe sometimes even 25 subscribers per day. And the number of subscribers really depends on the videos, how many views a video get. If you're uploading videos that gives you regular views, 2, 3, 4,000 views, you do not see a spike in subscribers. But if one video gets viral, and for me, viral is something between over 15,000 subscribers, views. If I get over 15,000 views on any of my videos, for me, it is a viral video. It doesn't have to be at millions of views to be viral for a content creator who has less than 5,000 subscribers.
Gotcha.
So those are the videos that gives you the subscribers. But when Devon Leretz gives you a shout out, he says, subscribe to Pradeep's, people go and do that. That was really amazing.
That is amazing. I'm so glad. I had wanted to interview you, but unfortunately he got to you first. But I really appreciate you coming on and letting me interview you. It's a huge honor, Pradeep.
Yeah, thank you, man.
So what inspired you to start the YouTube channel Arm Wrestling News? Well, you'd already told me it was because you wanted to do some videos with your friends, but what inspired you to start doing news videos specifically?
I was always seeing these videos, like people who tell you if you are able to create something that nobody has created before, and fortunately enough, there is demand for that thing, then you can get instant success. So I was thinking, what can I do that is not already happening in arm wrestling? And trust me, brother, there are a lot of things that are still not happening in arm wrestling, which can happen. Like I said on my interview with Devon, people really underestimate themselves. There is a space for everyone in arm wrestling. Where sometimes we are trying to overcomplicate things. Arm wrestling is a really simple sport. It is really simple. We are not focusing on the basics, and we are trying to complicate things, like the camera angle, for example. You may have noticed that all the hit arm wrestling videos, the viral videos, it is one simple shot from the side of the table. If you and me are arm wrestling like that, the camera is from side. This is the most basic arm wrestling camera angle that you will see, and it is most pleasurable to watch. I do not, for some reason, I do not enjoy the overhead shots, the complicated editing. I don't think we are in such a stage right now where we need all of this. We do not have the basics dialed in yet. That one camera angle is really good enough for right now for us. Maybe there will be a need in future, but that is the most enjoyable. Watch all the WL videos. They are the most viral ones. All of them are shot from one angle only. You get the replays from different angles. You can keep the different angle, the multiple cameras for replays, but not the during match footage. So in this field, I think we are overcomplicating things. And what was that guy's name? 217, Brad Cook.
Yeah, he's a popular photographer, filmer.
I think he has the best editing skills on YouTube as far as arm wrestling is concerned. But why aren't his videos getting any views? Because there is no demand for it right now. Like I said, we haven't dialed in the basics yet, and we are moving to complicated things. Arm wrestling is very right now, the demand is speed. In arm wrestling, the demand more than anything is speed, and second number is connection of things, connecting things. No, people should not have to do their own research to connect things. That is what I am doing. As soon as I see something newsworthy, I immediately try to connect things. Like, did something similar happen 2 years, 3 years, 4 years ago? When you connect things and present to the audience in a simple way, like they say, if you want to impress someone, complicate things. But if you want to help someone, make it as simple as you can. And that is what I've been doing on YouTube, making things as simple as the viewer as I can. So if I'm talking about, let's say, Hadzimurat Zoloev, okay, I have to assume that at least on every video of mine, there are 10, 20, or maybe even 30 people who are maybe within their first month of watching arm wrestling. And it happens to everyone. Let's say Devon's every video is getting 40,000 views. How many of them do you think are the people who are in their first month of arm wrestling? There are a lot of people, and you have to explain to them. You have to explain everything from the basics. If you are reporting something, some update on the Arm Wars reality check, the 4-man battleground between Derek Smith, Alex, and the other two guys. So you have to assume that the people who are watching the video, it is not their job to remember everything that happened before that. It is our job to remind them. And these are the basics. Make everything simple. Give introduction about everything for first few seconds, then move on to the subject. And we do not need to overcomplicate things unnecessarily.
Gotcha.
That's my,
I mean,
that's what I believe YouTubers are doing wrong on YouTube about arm wrestling.
Interesting. So I don't really know what I want to do on YouTube yet, but I thought about just trying to produce mass amounts of content, try to do vlogs, etc. But is there any additional ideas, Pradeep, that you feel like could really become a huge niche if someone like fully pursued?
You want me to give an honest answer or a friendly, politically correct answer?
Whichever you want to give.
Right now, I don't think vlogs are going to work for you.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Because I've always said this, content is king. Do not never assume yourself above the audience. The audience is the king on YouTube. Yep. And you have to provide them what they want. When after bottom 8, you remember all the participants in bottom 8, There is one guy, Beaver
yeah.
Pumper, Dave Perron. I don't know what his actual name is, but he was called Beaver Pumper.
Yeah.
And after that, he was continuously pumping out content, and all of his videos were titled Devon Larrett. Even if he was talking something about himself, his videos were Devon Larrett's bottom 8 guy did this. Devon Larrett's bottom 8 guy goes there. Everything like that. And I commented on that video, man, why are you using Devon's name in every one of your videos? Then he immediately changed the title of that video. But after that, I gave it a thought. Like, consider some businesses for that example. Every business is giving us the products that we want. No business is like that. Yeah, people want that product, but I'm going to create a separate one just because I like that product and I want to give variety. No, it doesn't work like that. Companies give us what we want, whether it is a good product or not. So why not we should upload every video about Devon? It seems unethical, but I think it is the right way. We have to, as YouTubers, we have to give people what they want to see. You know, Derek from More Plates, More Dates.
Yeah, I love this show.
Yeah. He was saying that to Greg Doucette that you cannot blame me for uploading negative, controversial, complaining videos when you're the one who are giving it most views. Those videos are getting most number of views. So you cannot complain to me that I shouldn't upload these videos. It is my job to give what people want. So this is the need. And even Devon does not get away from that. The thing that content is king. The first example that made the first question that would come to people's mind, it would be, well, it doesn't work for Devon. Devon sometimes is just sitting over there and eating food or doing whatever, and he gets thousands of views, sometimes hundreds of thousands of views. But that is also not an exception. Devon Larrett is also not separate from this rule that content is king. Why? Because Devon is himself the content. So when he deviates from his content, like Justin Bishop was on his channel, I was on his channel. Justin got somewhere around 8,000 views. Your dad was on his channel that got around 10,000 views. I was on his channel, 14,000 views. And when Devon uploads a video about himself, it gets 50, 60,000 views. So people punish even Devon for deviating from the content because he is the content. And whenever he's going slightly away from that, he was in all of those videos, but there was one more person included, and people punish him for that. It's because he's deviating from content.
Because I find the interview videos to be a lot more valuable. They're not rewarded nearly as much. So
imagine if Devon uploads a video of him talking 1 hour for 30 minutes, that would get more views than if he invites someone on his channel, because he is content. And nobody escapes from this rule. Content is king. So upload content until you are content yourself. Then you can start talking about yourself. This is the first thing that I've learned on YouTube.
Gotcha. Well, I'm really going to have to give it more thought then, because the only reason I was leading towards doing like daily vlogs is just because of how easy it would be. But I guess if I really...
And the best example is your buddy Chan Shaw.
Yeah. Oh, I should have milked that for content.
Yeah. When he started uploading about himself, those videos worked. Why? Because he was content himself.
He's
when he beat a couple of big names,
fastest growing arm wrestlers in the sport.
So now assume that when he had not beaten these big names, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, at that time, if he was doing live streams or videos about himself, what he's doing, do you think people would watch that?
No, not back then.
Because he became content himself by beating the big names. That is what you need to do on YouTube.
Interesting. Well, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. So what does it really mean to you, Pradeep, to be an arm wrestling YouTuber? To be someone who spends their time creating content, creating YouTube videos?
I think the first thing is that I want to make it a full-time work for me.
Yeah.
I want to leave my job for this work. That is my main motto. And even more important than that is the representation of arm wrestling. The representation, I think, is not really good. When people complain if Devon Larrett uploads a high quality video on his channel, people, everyone, it happens with everyone. Everyone hates change. But I think it is okay for us. But let's say people are continuously saying that invite Devon on Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh,
So some of his managers or something, if they are watching this, I know it's about personalities, but YouTube is a big representation. Whenever there is a crossover and people get to know about the big names of our sport and they watch Devon's channel or any other channel, I believe it should represent quality, not for us, but for the other people during collabs. So quality is really important. That is what I believe in, quality. I've been thinking about asking Devon for a long time, but I haven't asked him yet when he's going to hire a videographer or editor for his channel. People would hate it. They would say that yes, we like Devon filming on a potato, but quality never hurts.
I know, like
Quality never.
well, how Juji had his guy for a while. Something like
Yeah,
something like that would be pretty cool. But I'm
Of
sure initially it would, whoever he brought on the film would probably get hate.
and he can build and grow someone with him.
Yeah,
Like Larry and Adam Silver.
Mhm.
Why couldn't Devon have something? It should be someone who is living near him and who is interested in arm wrestling and who is also good with the camera and video editing.
definitely.
That could work really well for him.
Yeah. Well, so I want to keep this mostly about you, Pradeep, but let's quickly address something with Devon. So he had just announced that he's going to be fighting Hafthor. What do you think his content should look like leading up to that fight? If you were in control of his management, his YouTube, everything.
I would say training vlogs. And the first thing, the most important as far as YouTube is concerned, is subtitle. Sorry, not subtitle. I've been messing with subtitles for a couple of days right now, Hindi and Russian subtitles, because that is why that word came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is thumbnails. I've noticed it over and over again. The only thing that matters for the views is thumbnail. Nothing else matters. There is a one click-through rate in YouTube, if you have seen it. Click-through rate basically means how many views, how many people are clicking your video per 100 impression. If your click-through rate is 20%, it means YouTube showed your video, your thumbnail, to 100 people and 20 of them clicked. And all the videos, if my video has a good thumbnail, it has 20% click-through rate, then it would get around 15-20,000 views. If it has 8% click-through rate, it would get 3-4-5,000 views. So thumbnail is really important. You can see all of these professionals, Larry Wheels, Eddie Hall, their thumbnails will always look professional. So I would advise him to film on a camera, not a mobile phone. No matter how much people, the arm wrestling community, hate it in the beginning, but everyone gets used to of it in some time. Good thumbnail and training vlogs every day. There is nothing to hide this time. He was hiding his training from Michael Todd and the people, but I don't think there is something to hide from people this time. He only has 5 weeks and people are excited about that. But I gotta say, I'm genuinely worried about Devon, because boxing is something that you can really get far ahead of people who are not boxers with a few months of training. And Hafthor has been boxing for what now? 5-6 months, I guess, at least.
Yeah, at least probably.
More than that, I guess. And Devon has 5 weeks. So 30 times less time than him. Yeah. That is a really big disadvantage. Let's say if you're training for sprinting, 2 people who have never sprinted in their life training for a 100-meter sprint, and you were originally about 13 seconds and I was also there 13 seconds. I can get to maximum 12.5 seconds in 5 weeks, or maybe even 12 seconds. It is not that big of a gap. But running or sprinting is something that we have been continuously doing throughout our life. Boxing is not like that. If someone has been training for 6 months, they can get really far, way ahead of people who have not boxed in their life. And I was reading comments on the reaction videos. Everyone is saying that you are underestimating on Ryan Bowen's channel. Everyone is saying that you are underestimating Devon. He has a fighting background and he is special forces. Special forces doesn't teach you boxing, man. Devon is trained in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
he's trained in jiu-jitsu.
He'd be a better UFC fighter for sure.
Yeah, of course. If it was about fighting, grappling, arm bars and kicking, then I would have favored Devon. But jiu-jitsu and military special forces background has nothing to do with boxing. But maybe Devon has something planned for himself. But
Yeah.
because why would he jump into that situation? Maybe he knows something that we don't.
Yeah.
But that is again a thing when you have that special forces military background and fighting background. Whenever you are offered a boxing match, your first instinct is it is fighting. So you are not immediately scared of that situation. Your subconscious mind doesn't allow you to get scared because you're accustomed to fighting. You know what fighting means. But then after that, you realize that boxing is different from jiu-jitsu. And I really hope Devon does well. But I doubt that just because of the reason that he has been practicing for a long period of time. Maybe if it was 2 months after today, I would have favored Devon.
Yeah. Yeah. If Devon had 2 or 3 months, that'd be great. Is that you don't really know, but we'll find out soon. Only 5 weeks
Yeah.
now. All right. So who inspires you the most in arm wrestling? Like what makes you want to be an arm wrestling YouTuber, put out this content? Like if you had to pick one thing as your inspiration.
Who is my inspiration in arm wrestling? I think I cannot name one people because I take inspiration from a lot of people. Dedication I would take from Ryan Bowen.
Mhm.
Dedication towards YouTube. He's uploading 2, 3, 4 videos now every day. And speaking, you can just only admire the way Uncle John speaks. His communication skills, his voice, everything. You can admire that. And a lot of things about Devon Larratt, helping nature, not caring about small things, representing to the people who you are, not trying to project something that you aren't. I get motivation from a lot of people, but these three names that I would tell you as far as the YouTube thing is concerned.
So Ryan Bowen in terms of YouTube uploads,
Dedication,
dedication to the craft. Devon in terms of overall attitude.
overall attitude, yeah, you can say
And
that.
then Uncle John for vocal skills, how he presents himself in front of the camera. Right.
And Gary Roberts for laziness. He's really lazy, man. He's really lazy.
Is
You
he?
send, yeah, if you send him something on Facebook, he doesn't even read it for a couple of days. He
Yeah.
was talking, he was once saying that I think I have to hire someone who gives me daily feedbacks about what is going on in arm wrestling on YouTube. When I have the money, I will hire someone like that. I said, Gary, you're my friend. I can do that for free for you. I do not need any money. I'm doing it anyways. I'll send the details, bullet points every day to you, whatever happening. And I did that for a couple of days. I sent videos to him and he's not even watching them. He's really lazy, man.
Oh man, that's funny. In less than 2 years, you've obtained an audience of over 5,000. Uh, what were some of the key elements do you feel like that allowed you to grow that quickly?
Key element was timing. Timing is everything because I started YouTube in early 2020, and that was the time due to COVID when arm wrestling got real boost in terms of views and exposure. Not necessarily the competitions, but the overall exposure. I think COVID has been really great for arm wrestling in that manner. So main thing is timing. I believe if I had started 2, 3, 4 years ago, it wouldn't have mattered much because there was no audience for, at least for news. I don't think there was any audience 4 years ago on YouTube. So the main thing is timing. And the other thing that I would say is quality. I have to upload content with quality. If let's say if I'm typing think, I'm saying in my video I think, and I have typed that on my videos. And sometimes instead of K, you type G, autocorrect, thing. I know people will understand that I'm talking about thinking, not things. But I have to redo that video again, render it again, and it takes 30 minutes more because I cannot allow mistakes to happen in my video. So second thing is consistency, timing, and quality. And then I would say is simplicity, keeping everything simple. Like I said earlier, do not complicate things.
Definitely. For your specific niche, I can see how all that matters even more because we talked about it just earlier. like for content, Devin is the content. Like anything he uploads about himself does well. But for you, you're trying to get into a market where you don't arm wrestle. At least you don't put out videos of you arm wrestling.
Yeah.
You don't compete in competitions. So what value do you bring to it? Well, you have not only, I mean, there's not a lot of arm wrestling organized news, but let's say they were. Let's say you had 10 different channels you competed against. You still would probably be the best because simplicity, the overall value of the videos you put out, like it feels like the professionalism of yours. I mean, you could compare it to a news channel for anything, like powerlifting or bodybuilding, like Nick's Strength and Power. Like you just get to the points, you don't sway from it, you just spot on every time. So I've enjoyed your content for a while, and I think what you do is really good for the sport.
And Kyle, I do not believe that you can talk about one topic and like, let's say Devon versus Thor announced. If someone makes a video, 10-minute video on that topic, I believe that he is overextending, intentionally overextending that thing. You cannot talk about and be about something 10 minutes and be specific at the same time. It is not possible. So you have to provide, rarely any of my videos are over 5 minutes. And in that 5 minutes of time, because timing is everything, attention spans, especially in the last few years, have really dropped. Nobody is sitting there to watch long videos. So just for getting multiple ads on my videos, I will not upload videos over 8 minutes. So you can get more ads on videos if your videos are over 8 minutes long. You can place ads between the videos as well. But I'm not going to do it because timing for me, like if 10,000 people are watching my video and I'm taking 5 minutes from the lives of 10,000 people, I do not want to waste another 3-4 minutes.
Interesting.
So content should be precise.
Well, I think what you do right now, it works very well. So you can't really argue contrary. Do you think you're ever going to change like how you do arm wrestling news? Like, I think we talked about it earlier, but for topic wise, like let's say arm wrestling gets to the point where there's just way too many topics to cover. How do you narrow down what topics are more important than others?
I don't think for at least next 4-5 years, I would have to narrow down on anything, because right now I'm uploading 15 to 20 videos a month. I can easily switch to 30 videos a month. So for next 5 years, I do not see that many topics in arm wrestling community where I cannot upload a video about every single one of them, which is interesting. So I don't have to narrow down. I have to increase my upload frequency. Maybe after 4-5 years after that, then there would be too much. But then I would have more time because I would not have my job at that time. So I think it is going to work really well.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be very interesting to see. What do you think is the maximum amount of uploads that you could do for a month for your style content? Because you have to be able to write the scripts, watch, do all the research, figure out what you want to say. What would be like peak uploads for you, think, if you really had to?
I think I would never want to go over 30 a month. One video every day. And YouTube, it gifts you, YouTube gifts you when you upload more videos. Not only your videos get more views, you're uploading 3 videos. So you would assume first I was uploading 1 video every day and now I'm uploading 3 videos. So the views would divide, but that doesn't happen like that. Your videos get even more views per video. YouTube promotes uploading more videos. But then again, nobody has, Ryan SP once mentioned that Ryan Bowen is uploading once or two videos every day, and I do not have much time to watch all of that. I don't want to be that guy who people think like that about me, like he's uploading twice, thrice every day, and I don't have time to watch all of his videos. When I upload, I want people to watch it. So I think for at least next 2-3 years, I would not want to go beyond 1 video every day. So that would be my target. I think right now I can upload anywhere between 20 to 30 videos every day. And that is because I'm working. If I don't have a job, I think I can easily upload a video every day. And that is going to be my goal.
Nice. Well, I look forward to
And
that.
and you were talking about changes. The only change that I think I'm going to make is upload on micro topics, not include 4, 5, 6 topics in one video, but maybe one or two maximum. That really gives you the frequency, because some people want to know the detailed analysis of things. So 3, 4, 5 minute videos, maybe a couple of videos every day, but not more than 30 videos per month.
Gotcha. Sounds good. So what would be your best advice for people who want to get into YouTube and grow their own YouTube channel?
My best advice is, right now it is a great time to start. The best time to start was about a year ago, I would say. I am also thinking about creating a Hindi channel, Arm Wrestling News Hindi, because there is a lot of people in India, lot of population in India. And but right now I'm not doing it because there is not an audience for that in India. And I know that really well. Arm Wrestling News will not get views in India, no audience. And I don't think that I'm at a place where I can create audience for that. So I think I would wait for that opportunity. And in that time, I will be doing my news in English. Right now, I'm translating Hindi videos. So my best advice would be to think about something that people are not doing. There is one line that I heard in Hindi, जो मुझे आता है, जो मुझे भाता है, जो market चाहता है. It means what I know, what the market, what the people wants, and what I love. If there is a combination of these three things, it is unbeatable. 100% guaranteed success. If you have something that you love and you're also good at it, and there is a demand for it, try to find these things and you don't have to do anything else. And it is a must also. It is failure proof thing, and it is also a must at the same time. You need to love what you're doing. You need to know about, I think the knowing part, the skills part would be last. Don't worry about your skills in the beginning. It should be the last priority. The first priority is what people want. Second, do you enjoy it? Third is, are you skilled at it? So first think about something what people want, then you already know that you enjoy that, then start upgrading or polishing your skills, and that happens after you start. So if you think I need to get better before starting, it will never work. You will get better along the way. So that is my advice for people who want to start YouTube.
I think that's some great advice.
And there are a lot of things. I cannot think on top of my head right now, but there are a lot of things that people are not doing in arm wrestling that could be done. Definitely. So think about something that nobody's doing.
So on average, Pradeep, how much research do you have to do a day for arm wrestling?
Right now, I am watching every single video, and I've subscribed to every arm wrestling channel that I have ever seen on YouTube, and I'm watching every single video of them. I'm skipping the training videos because that is not my content. That is not what I want to be specialized in. I cannot take anything away from that. So if someone is uploading a table curl video or pulley workout videos, if I think Ryan Bowen has uploaded a video with his 1RM side pressure vectors, so I'm not going to watch all of that because I know there is no content that people would love to see. He has already uploaded 10 different videos like that in the past. So that is what I think of, to prioritize things. So I would still say you can guess if how many arm wrestling channels you may have subscribed to. Multiply that by that number by 10. That is how many channels I have subscribed to, and I watch all of them videos, and I watch every single video. There are only 2 podcasts that I would say I have missed, 2 live streams, and both of them were Chan Shaw's live streams. Those 3-hour long live streams, and I'm not interested in Call of Duty. I was like, I like your chance, but I'm not watching you play Call of Duty for 3 hours. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
So that is again what is called deviating. Chan Shaw, like I said, he's content himself right now, but he's not that big of a content where he can get away with playing Call of Duty for 3 hours on YouTube. I think it is a bad decision.
Yeah, I mean, I told him that as well. I told him he should just do that on the Twitch, but he wasn't getting as much viewers there, so he decided he'd just do it on the YouTube. Ultimately, I think he's
you really have to be specific on YouTube, and you have to be specific on YouTube. You cannot deviate through so much things. Unless you're a really big name, you have hundreds of thousands of subscribers or millions of subscribers, then the entire channel becomes about you, what you're doing in your daily life. There is one YouTuber in India called Flying Beast. He's a really hardworking guy. He runs 4 YouTube channels. He was a commercial pilot also, and he uploads daily, one video daily on his blogs. And all of his videos, I watched his channel for 1.5 years. And he uploads daily. So last at least 300 of his videos has over 1.5 million views. Every single video over 2 million views. At 5 million subscribers, he's getting more views than PewDiePie, who has 120 million subscribers.
Wow.
He's getting that many views at 5 million subs. Because he is the content now. He's just uploading his daily life, and he's good at editing and describing things, and he's getting all the views. So keep your personal stuff away from YouTube unless you are really big yourself. People look up to you, what you're doing in your daily life. That would be my advice. And research, talking about the research part, I would say a video in general takes me around at least 7 to 8 hours, I would say, if I include the research part, and excluding that 3 to 4 hours to make one video.
Wow. Interesting. So tell us a little bit about your first ever arm wrestling event.
I'll tell you about my first arm wrestling event, but before that, I wanted to talk about that thing, the face videos, face camera videos, and voiceovers like I do. And first of all, I don't do voiceovers. Voiceovers are when you're having a clip and talking on top of that. Like you may have heard when I said that on Devon's interview, I do not do voiceovers. I first think about what I want to speak because I give more priority to that thing. Then I record my audio. Then I edit out the extra parts. Then after that, I add clips and photos on top of that, which are matching the words that I'm saying, because that gives more value to your words than the video that is playing in the content that is playing in your video. So that is how I do voiceovers. And whenever you're speaking, it doesn't matter if you're a native speaker or not, you know how better you know English, there will be some dead space in a video when you're recording face cam videos. You can watch any videos, 8, 10, 12, 15 minutes long videos, and you will see there is a lot of dead space in between them. Though the content that the people are giving on those 10-minute videos can easily be narrowed down to 4, maybe even 5 minutes. You will never see any dead space in my videos. It is just very fast, all the information that I give. And when I record my audio, I increase the speed by 3%. Just in case that if it is slow for someone, I don't want them to switch to 1.25x or 1.5x speed. I increase the audio of the recordings by 3%. So that it is even more concise, even more small. That is what I do. I do not want to waste people's time.
Interesting.
And you were talking about first experience, first tournament.
Yes.
I went to my first tournament in 2019, and I was watching arm wrestling for years by then. I was watching arm wrestling matches and everything by that time. In November 2019, there was this first competition, nationals. It was nationals in India, BCAI. And I thought, man, I never thought that I could compete. And by that time, I had never seen an arm wrestling table. So first time I thought I'm going to be really nervous. When I went to the competition, there was a side table. People were practicing before the tournament and I was gripping up. This is the first time when I saw an arm wrestling table, and it was at the nationals. Wow. So my first round, I thought I would be really nervous, but it wasn't like that at all. I did not feel any nervousness. And luckily the guy in front of me, he was also a beginner. So I flashed him. Nice. Like I told Devon, if you are not an arm wrestler, if you're just a strong guy who lifts weight or does some other work, but you haven't had any arm wrestling table practices, most likely I will beat you. But if you are an arm wrestler who has 6 months or a year or 2, 3, 4 years of experience, there is no chance that I'm going to beat you. I'm at that level, somewhere in between those two. The strong gym guys and the arm wrestlers, I'm sitting somewhere in between of them. So nice. The second guy, I had no idea because I had not gripped up with much people by then who are professionals. Second guy, I gripped up. I felt comfortable. I think I can do that again. And luckily, he was also a beginner. I flashed him also. Nice. The third match that I had, The third match that I had, that guy had a little bit of experience. It took me at least, I'll share that video with you sometime. I have uploaded it on my channel. So it took me around 10-15 seconds just to slip. We both were really close, really close.
Wow.
And this,
Like
when we slipped,
dead center, or like who
dead center, and we both were climbing,
Okay.
and it took me to, and I don't compete right-handed, as I told you, because of my shoulder surgery. I do not have any side pressure right-handed. It is gone. Just I have to rely on my fingers and back pressure. These are the only two things I have, and I just hope that people will get tired, then I'll push them sideways, because I don't have any side pressure. So after we slipped, it was the first time I saw a strap. I'm like, yes, I have seen, but I have never felt it on my hand. And
Yeah.
I will tell you, after that match, my hand was totally numb. Imagine you have a 20-second match in a strap, and it is the first time you have seen a strap. So my hand was totally numb. The match lasted about 18-20 seconds inside the straps. And I thought I'm top rolling that guy because I felt strong. We both went for top roll. That is why we slipped. And I felt strong during that first match. But the buckle was on my side. And in that strap match, I was thinking that I got his wrist. I'm top rolling him. But the match stopped just about 2 inches from the pad. And I was hanging like the beginners, all separated, and I could not finish. Then I remembered all the videos that I've seen on you. Then I suddenly remembered that you can transition to a press if that doesn't work. Then I immediately remembered Michael. I was in a kind of a king's move, like hanging on the table,
Like
trying to
down
finish.
there.
I
Yeah.
couldn't. But then I remembered all these things. I stood up and I pressed. It worked really well. So I felt really proud of that moment. The first time I'm arm wrestling, and I am able to transition from a mini king's move to a press. Then the next two matches, I was totally gassed out after that. And the next two opponents were really strong. They would have beaten me anyways. And I lost the next 2 rounds.
Gotcha.
So that was my first experience. 3 wins, 2 losses.
Gotcha. Well, that's not a bad first experience at all. I think it's better than I did in my first tournament.
Maybe the competition was high
Yeah,
for you.
It wasn't that high. I think I went lost my first one. I was 14 years old, and then won on B side, and then lost. So not too exciting. But have you ever thought about traveling to the United States?
I have, but I don't think right now I can support myself financially if I go there. Whatever I'm earning from YouTube, or whatever I will earn from YouTube in the next couple of years, will be enough for me to live in India, but definitely not enough to live in US. I would ask you this question. How much money do you think you need to earn monthly to have a basic living with you? And if you're married with your wife, two people, how much money do you need in a month?
Well, I would need about $4,000 living here.
And in India, I need about $700
Well,
for a living.
yeah.
So that is the difference.
It
And I
depends
don't know.
where you live here, but I would say San Diego is pretty expensive to live.
So you can tell it doesn't make any sense for me to leave my job here and then have another job when I move to the States.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense until I'm earning enough from YouTube where I don't have to go there and work. I'm not thinking about doing it. Pauline once told me that you should move here and we would have great time. But I was like, I'll think about it. But right now it is not possible.
Yeah.
Just because I know, I'm not saying I cannot live there, I cannot work. Definitely I can work. People are making a living. I can do that the same, no problem. But I don't see any point in leaving my job here and then having another job over there.
Gotcha. Would it be a future goal of yours, or do you think you'll probably stay in India? Like, how likely do you think it is that you would move here one day?
I think as time passes, we are moving more and more towards the digital side of things, and traveling is going to be less and less in future. That is what I believe. Traveling, especially for work, just for enjoying, having a vacation, that is a different thing. But 5-10 years from now, when I would be financially stable enough to move there, I think travel wouldn't make much sense by then. So I don't really see any chances of me moving over there in future.
Gotcha. So going back to those rivalry videos, what inspired you to make that first one?
Which one?
With
Which video?
The Michael Todd and Devin Lorette rivalry video.
I just thought about it that I should do. A friend of mine asked me, is there any other match coming between these two? And I always believed in my mind that it is a really good rivalry. When you're really close in the first match and second person beats you the next time, first time Devin won, the second time Michael Todd won. I think I could create something out of that. And I had not edited any video before that. I had uploaded only 3 videos before that, and all of them were arm wrestling videos. So you just add clips on top of that and export the video. That is all editing that I knew. In that video, even in that video, I did the same thing, but I did a lot of searching for what music I should use. And if you have watched the video, the music is really intense. I don't know the exact name of that music, but it is only the music, I would say. And second, of course, there is Devon and Michael. But the main reason why that video got over 300,000 views is the music. I would tell you to watch that video after that and just listen to the music. It is really great. And people even asked me, what music is that? Where did you get that music from? And there was a copyright claim on that music. But I had the option to remove that music from my video and to earn money from that. At 330,000 views, it would have easily given me what in my currency 60,000-70,000 rupees. But I thought it would ruin the video, and it definitely would have if I removed the music. So I thought I should not mess with the video. This video is going viral now. My channel is monetized just because of that. If I mess with that, it would not be a good thing to do. So I left it. Anyways, I contacted the creator, the owner of that music. Can I purchase license for your music to use in my videos? And he said, I've already sold this music, and any videos on YouTube with that music cannot be monetized. So I said, okay, I'm still not going to change it. And after that, I saw that one day I just checked that video and the copyright claim was automatically removed. Then I thought the patience really paid off. I saw there was no copyright claim on that video. And after that, that video didn't get much views, but maybe I made about $60, $70, $80 maybe from that video.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think it's about 400,000 right now when I looked at it earlier. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool. After that video had gone viral, what was your subscribers at, if you remember?
I think during the first month of the upload of that video did not go viral. It was only after 2-3 months of that upload. Then that video went viral and I started getting 4,000 views every day, maybe 30, 40, 50 subscribers every day. And that time I did not have even 1,000 subscribers, and getting 20, 30 subscribers is a really great thing. And sometime after that, I uploaded another video when Devon went to Dubai for the first time. I think he's been there only 1 time. No, 2 times. Devon has been to Dubai first 2 times. The first time when he went there.
Sure.
Yeah, 2 times. The first time when he went there, I asked Larry Wheels. I messaged Larry. I said, Larry, can I upload the compilation of Devon Larrett and your tour, Devon's tour in Dubai? Can I make a compilation and upload it on my channel? And Larry was like, yeah, sure, you can do that. Go ahead. And I was like, in the starting of the videos, I had this credit. All of these video clips belong to Larry Wheels. Please go over to his channel and subscribe. That video got about 800, 900 views in first few days. And after 2 weeks, I saw that video is up to 20,000 views. The next day, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 views in just a week after it went viral. 60,000 views at that time was really good a year ago. And that is when I saw the next day I woke up, that video was removed from my channel. Copyright strike from StrengthNet, Adam Silver, Larry's manager. Then I told
you reached out to Larry. You should have reached out to Adam.
Yeah, I did not know who Adam was at that time. Then I contacted Larry again. I said, I asked your permission, and he said, okay, let me check it. I will talk to Adam. And I felt really good that such a huge personality on after my DM, he's calling Adam Silver, and he removed the strike after that.
Wow.
I felt really thankful to Larry Wheels after that. That is why when I learned about what copyright is, that I learned it the hard way, and it did not cost me anything. So that is why I'm still not really careful. I'm using footages of people, like I'm taking footage from Ryan Bowen's videos. I know Ryan right now is a good friend of mine, and I can use his footage. But sometimes it worries me. What if things go wrong between him and me in the future? Then he decides to give 3 strikes suddenly on my channel. The same thing that happened, that it was a scam that happened on his channel. But if it happens to me right now, I'm in good terms with someone, and if I'm not in future, they can give me a copyright strike. And that is why you see these big channels, Nick Strength and Power. He never uses clips. He uploads a single photo for 3-4 minutes and talks over it. I think if I do that, it would be really easy. It would save me a lot of time just to upload a photo and keep talking over that. So I may switch to that just because of safety and security reasons in future.
Interesting. Do you think that makes the quality and value of the video not as much, or?
Definitely. The attention span, like I said earlier, of people is really small. So you have to I always keep changing the photos or videos every 5 to 6 seconds in my video. Nothing in my videos you will see more than 10 seconds at once. I have to change it. Sometimes I'll zoom it out, zoom it in, something to keep the people engaged. I'll add text. That is a easy way, but I think it affects the quality of the video.
Definitely. Well, I mean, that was my final question that I had. Was there anything? Actually, no, one more question that I didn't write down. How do you feel about arm wrestling and the Olympics?
This is my favorite topic, man. Favorite topic. Why favorite? Because sometimes it pisses me off. People ask in the groups, when will arm wrestling be the Olympics? And I am like, never. Maybe the day when we figure out whether it should be a ready go or don't move go or just go. We haven't figured that out yet, yeah, man. Have you seen any other sport where it's 1,000 different ways to start a match? No, there is just a whistle in everything. In a sprints, there is a gunshot. Sometimes there is a whistle. Everyone works like that. But arm wrestling, and can anyone explain to me what is the point of saying don't move before go? You're basically telling the person to move before the go by saying don't move, go. You can simply say go. We haven't figured out, like I was talking about the basics earlier. We haven't dialed in the basics yet. What should it be? If there is a don't move or ready go, I think there should be a random gap of anywhere between 1 to 3 seconds. So if you're saying don't move, go, that introduces the shock in that, where you have to really hit off the go. But if you're saying don't move, go, everyone is going at don't move. Isn't that obvious? I think we really need to change that and have a standard. Either don't move, go, or ready, go. Don't move never makes any sense to me anyways.
I think don't move goes UAL events, if I'm not wrong, because that's actually what I say when I referee, because I've refed those. I'm almost positive. I would need to go back and check,
but you think, man, what is the point of saying don't move? Isn't it obvious that you're not supposed to not move? You're supposed to not move before the go. Then why do we need to say don't move? And the other thing is, some people are, and many people in North America are not so pro rules, not so much about strictness in the rules. And I think it is a must. Have you seen any other sport where people complain about the rules being followed? Arm wrestling is the only sport where people get mad when the rules are followed, when the micro fouls are called. Everyone, even some experienced arm wrestlers, are like, man, micro fouls should not be called. But it doesn't happen. When Usain Bolt falls started in 2001 World Championships in 100-meter race, people did not say it. It was just a 0.1 second early start. They should have allowed it. It never happens. I bet you cannot name any sport which allows micro fouls. But arm wrestlers are the only people who complain about rules being followed. to make it presentable to the viewer. And I don't think it is a wise thing to do, and especially in North America. And I'm really thinking about that why do people complain about it? What is the reason to complain if the rules are being followed? Many sports, every rule is following the sport, every sport is following the rules strictly, and they have audience, they have much bigger audience than arm wrestling. So what do you think about that, about the micro fouls thing?
Well, personally, I like when all fouls are called. Like, I think if you float your elbow, pop your elbow, it should be called. So I like strict rules. I think it's more professional. But to go to the opposite side, I mean, it is entertaining when they do
Yes, definitely.
those matches where they're letting the opponent load back already, like WAL, for example. That setup is almost asking for people to cheat. I don't ever see fault or fair starts in the WAL Super Series, but it's still entertaining. It's probably the most entertaining in the entirety of the arm wrestling world.
The WL is the best product that there is in arm wrestling. Best product.
But I still prefer the very strict rules. Like top 8, I think I like the top 8 rule set a lot better. It just, for some reason, tapping into the audience that we have now, for some reason, it's not there yet. More time is needed, I think.
Yeah. I think a lot about it, and I think there could still be entertainment in arm wrestling, even if there are micro falls called out. They should be called. If you see, everyone is talking about strict rules in Europe. If you see any match in India, arm wrestling related, you will see the micro falls being called, and it is there. People are not messing up in the grips here in India. The ref would just look at you, warn you that they will foul you, and you have to follow. I was watching what was that event where BLM faced Yannick, and before the start, he was all over like that just before the go, and it does not look good when you're dancing all over the table right a millisecond before the ref says go.
Yeah.
Nobody complains, when no one complains about it in other sports. Like, it is my challenge to everyone, where I name one sport where people complain about the rules being followed. We want the micro fouls being called because we have practiced that way. We are used to uplifting our elbows, and we want that it should be allowed in the competitions too, because we never practice in a strict way. That is the big problem. And the other thing is the basics. When we get our basics dialed in, I'm not talking about the money. There is that issue also. The sports which don't have a good amount of money, where people can sell things, they will never be in the Olympics. I do not know much about that. I mean, of course, it can be about the money, but right now we have not we are not ready with the basics yet. So that is the main problem.
Interesting. Well, Pradeep, I really appreciate you coming on. It's a huge honor, like I said before. Hopefully, I didn't take up too much of your time.
No,
is there anything?
I think the audio is still not working.
The audio?
Yeah.
Well, I have the recording here, so hopefully the audio works on this recording.
Yeah, maybe it will work after that.
The live stream wasn't working, but I'll upload this video and hopefully that works. Was there anything else that you wanted to say? To be able to...
No, man. Just thank you for inviting me, and keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, thank you, bro.
I saw you started uploading daily vlogs. You're at 2 vlogs already, or 3?
2.
Just keep doing what you're doing and become the content yourself. Do something that makes you the content. You're still really young, I would assume. How old are you?
21 years old.
Yeah. So I would advise you these 2 things: either talk about the content or become content yourself.
Gotcha. Well, I really appreciate that. I'm gonna keep going at it. Right now, I'm trying to promote my first big event, King of California. Not sure if you've looked into that at all, but
yeah, I've checked the matches. I've checked the poster.
Nice.
What date is it?
September 4th.
September 4th.
Yeah.
I'll do my part, whatever I can do to promote that event.
I appreciate that. I really do. I do want it to be as big as possible. So hopefully it's pretty special. Well,
all right, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you. I'll go ahead. I'll stop the recording right now.